There's a great phrase that a friend of mine uses, which is, it's good to give lots of fucks. And, when you're a younger person, you're not very conscious of your materialism. You're not that conscious of your footprint and weight of carbon in the world. And that changes over time, changes as you get older, it changes as you have a family and you have a responsibility. For me, this happened through the business. And we created products that weren't perfect, and consumers told us that they weren't perfect, and we listened to them. And when you're listening to them, you have to dig in to see why they're annoyed or why they're frustrated or why they're concerned about how you're making something or what you're doing. And that leads to more questions. So the curiosity of why people were so passionate about these different subjects, plastic packaging, bad ingredients, energy, carbon footprint, climate crisis, those questions beg more questions. And I realized that in the discovery of just doing what we were doing as a company making food, we became experts in a subject in a very broad way and we had this privilege. And I felt that instead of having the knowledge for the sake of one or two people, that we had an opportunity to help other people understand how to be comfortable with their own existence from a sustainability and conscious capitalism point of view. The more we looked, the more we found out, the more we wanted to share. So this is the effort in sharing, helping people understand what we do, helping people understand to become more conscious about how they can, do better by the planet and other people, in a way that's not in any way taxing. Small changes make big marginal difference from big groups of people. Welcome to The Alternative Route. Episode 3, Feeding the World, Crops, New and Old. I used to live in New York with my family. It's an incredibly exciting city, and I'm fortunate to have spent time there. It's incredibly densely populated, meaning resources like agriculture, and in particular farming methods, are constantly under strain to keep up with growing populations in these large cities. The methods often favoured are fast and cheap, but not good, and can do a lot of harm. This puts huge strain on our soil and our environment. Now many companies are starting to adopt regenerative farming methods to counteract this pressure. It's amazing how much information is out there on these subjects that no one has ever heard about. Being in the industry, it's easy for me to keep informed, but for many, these are new subjects. There is an abundance of amazing folks trying to help people learn and solve various environmental problems who probably deserve a much bigger audience. One of those is definitely Dr. Johnny Drain, a material scientist who I've been introduced to, someone who has been all over the world working with food to make it better. Hey Johnny, nice to meet you.
Hey Sam, great to meet you.
I've been doing a bit of research before our call, and the various different projects you've been involved in are fascinating. Lots of check boxes for me. I've heard you talk about mushrooms, I've heard you talk about soil, I've heard you talk about various different parts of your environmental science background. It'd be great to hear about, what's going on for you at the moment and any particular passion projects that are live right now.
Yeah, so essentially I'm a scientist. I studied chemistry and then a weird thing called material science.
Material science is an interdisciplinary science field in the researching and discovery of materials. Using material engineering means that you can take materials from, say, one industry and figure out how to use them in another. I was reading with particular interest about your chocolate project, and I think there's so many pretenders of how an alternative chocolate process can be improved. You've bypassed the cacao altogether, are trying to help with deforestation and child slavery and all of the problems associated with the chocolate industry by using something else, which is fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, the average person on the street, and certainly myself up until about 5-6 years ago, didn't know what was involved in the average chocolate bar. And actually also, so fermentation is kind of my thing, my sort of specialist subject. I only realized that not that long ago that chocolate was fermented, coffee is fermented. Often, many of these favorite flavors of the world are fermented, and there's a great degree of complexity that goes into transforming the humble coffee bean or the humble cocoa bean into these things that we know and love. And often, when you dig into them, actually how they're produced, there's so much wrong, and there's so much that we need to address in our global food supply.
What I understand about fermentation is that basically it's the decomposition of food over time. There are different types of fermentation. The most familiar one in the restaurant sense is usually inoculation by something called koji, which basically changes the texture and tastes of food as it decomposes and creates different bacteria and fungi within the food.
Explained it way better than I could have. Question, what was the chocolate project? Because that sounds really exciting. You said that he made chocolate without cacao?
Johnny's objective is essentially to try and make a genuine non-slavery cacao product.
Wow.
Because like even some of the biggest brands have come under fire for using some of the processing facilities. And he's like, what if we could use material science, which is his thing, to do it without using the ingredients and sort of fake it almost.
Yeah.
So his chocolate's called Win-Win.
Okay.
And they've just launched a retail product in the UK.
Wow.
I think you can buy it online, but I think you can buy it in a couple of stores as well. And basically he's like, the easiest way to explain it is he's like Heston Blumenthal, where it's like,
Right.
how do I get the taste and flavour from something that normally
contain it.
isn't associated with it?
So, but what does do you know what he uses?
I don't know enough.
Yeah.
We should go and visit him the next
I'd love
time.
to. Have you tried it?
Not yet.
I'm fascinated. I just didn't know that was a thing. And obviously you learn about like all these cocoa farms and they're so unsustainable and
Yeah.
they don't pay their workers enough. And
Yeah.
and also just chocolate is so highly processed. To get really good quality chocolate, it has to be a certain percentage.
Yeah.
But that, I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah, and
That's so cool.
And ultimately, it's kind of like the whole alternative protein conversation.
Yes.
If we can sort of replicate it close enough so that like taste and texture isn't too far away.
Yeah.
Getting people to convert is the difficult thing, but like it has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So
It actually reminded me a bit of the bio meat conversation we had. Although this almost seems a bit more palatable if it's not just being born from a cell.
Yeah.
Like he's using actual kind of, ingredients like dates or whatever it is.
yeah.
It's fascinating.
Knowing this guy, and there's no way that they're doing it without like the right texture and flavor. I can just imagine that it's incredibly expensive in small batches.
Yeah, but then you kind of get what you pay for, right?
Exactly.
Nice.
Having spoken to Johnny, I was even more excited to bring Crystelle to meet Pat. But I was also excited to introduce her to some of our iconic snacks.
I'm not usually a crinkle cut gal, but if you say they're good.
Okie dories are the best.
They're good. But it tastes of cheese and onion, not cheese and spring onion.
Wow. Yeah. Say goodbye to your future potential Irish passport.
Oh, what a shame. Never mind.
Wow.
Hey, Pat.
Hiya, Sam.
Good to see you.
Great to see you.
How's things?
Good, good, good.
Pat, Crystelle.
Crystelle, how do you do?
How
are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good, you survived the journey with Sam, yeah?
Just about. It was a
Okay.
struggle, but we got there.
Crystelle wants to know everything about what you're doing at
Well,
Beotanics.
then
Yeah.
you need to know a lot more than I do.
Oh God, I can't wait.
Yeah.
This is so
So
exciting.
you
go
get
in?
the real thing. Yep, let's
Great.
get inside.
Do we get to wear hairnets, Pat?
Yeah, if you want.
I can't wait.
That's your fashion choice. So here you go.
Go on
This
ahead,
is our
Wow. How
Fishiculture
exciting.
laboratory. It's a small laboratory where everything happens.
Very
where
cool.
Everything begins. So without this, we have to outsource, but to outsource is not so easy because we do a lot of crops which are particular to us.
Pat and his team have developed a system and a process which they do in-house. Because there are so many others in the industry who could benefit from their work, they need to keep it under wraps. They are developing new types of potatoes, sweet potatoes, yucca and oca roots, and many other things. So you take this from here, and this is ultimately what ends up in the farm?
Yeah, so this small unit here is capable of covering thousands and thousands of hectares with crop.
Okay.
So we're working with farmers all over Europe. Before we began sweet potato, they didn't have the opportunity to produce. It wasn't that it was impossible to do it. They didn't have the right varieties. So in the Netherlands, Belgium, France, Germany, even up as far as Finland, we have a sweet potato farmer.
Pat is one of the people who has improved crop biodiversity in the EU. He brought sweet potato crops to Europe when supply was nearly exclusively from the USA. We were completely reliant on North Carolina until about 2 or 3 years ago. And as a result of your work in Portugal and the further development from some of the cooperatives in Spain, we now have 6 months of the year where the crop can come from a local source in Central Europe, meaning that we can lower our carbon footprint in shipping it across the sea.
Precisely.
There's more consistency.
So we work on stuff I'm not going to tell you about, and we work on stuff I'm going to tell you about.
Tell us.
So we work on a large range of higher Andean food crops. So yacon, sweet potato, oca, mashua, beluco.
Strong Roots is how Pat and I met. We sell lots of sweet potatoes, and Pat owns most of the varieties grown in the EU.
Ireland is, in Europe, pretty uniquely positioned for the growing of everything I just mentioned except sweet potato.
Like pharmaceutical companies own their drugs, people and businesses own some fresh produce varieties. For the EU, the plants that Pat re-engineers are registered in Ireland.
This is our research area here on the nursery, and these days we use it for crop R&D. And the big one you're going to see here in full swing at the moment is our wasabi R&D.
I can't wait.
Wasabi is a root vegetable, commonly served with sushi as a paste. Or is it? Originally used for its antiseptic qualities when eating raw fish.
So this is all wasabi?
This is 100% wasabi.
Get me some sushi, I'll be salty.
Yeah,
This is amazing.
The first harvest has happened a few months ago, and that was the flower. So about 6 weeks ago, this house was totally covered in flowers.
That's what you gave me the last time.
Yeah.
Really,
And the flower's edible as well?
The flower is very edible, and it's one of the most delicate parts of wasabi. So you can eat it, if you can imagine, like a broccoli, tender stem broccoli. Our purpose here is to take off the leaf, and this is going into a powdering operation tomorrow.
You're taking it fresh to turn it into like
powder.
a supplement or something?
Yeah, literally 24 hours after its harvest here today, that will be going into a sophisticated dryer.
Just the leaves?
Just the leaves and the petiole, and that's dried, and that's turned into a powder, and then that powder is vacuum packed, and that powder is held then for food industry to use in some of the products that you get as wasabi.
And have you seen the demand increase massively? Because I love Pan-Asian food. Japanese food is probably one of my favorites. And sushi in London, but around the world, we were chatting about going to a Japanese restaurant this evening. It's everywhere now. So I don't know if you've seen the demand sort of
The talk
grow.
has certainly come up, but the problem, I suppose, with the knowledge of what's really wasabi and what's not wasabi.
Yes,
There's a lot of things being called wasabi, which are only about 0.5%.
So what else goes into that then?
So there's a lot of these ones you buy in the tube. It may have mustard, it may have horseradish.
Wow.
And even then, it's only a tiny percentage.
Right.
So it could have corn flour, you name it.
Pat and his team at Beotanics are truly unique. They've brought biodiversity to a now major European crop from a small lab and greenhouse in Ireland. If this is possible from one company, what is the power of a community? These ancient roots show us that we are all really only scratching at the surface in our diets. This is exactly what Dr. Johnny Drain was talking about. How do we get a bigger stage for these voices? And how can we action what they've shown us?
So this is the nightclub of the
The nightclub
business,
itself.
yes.
I can't stop wondering if there's something here that we could use in my industry. It feels like the next sustainable innovation is close.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Clodagh.
Clodagh.
Nice to meet you, Clodagh.
Pardon?
Hi, Sam.
Clodagh, lovely
Nice
to meet you. I am the R&D food technologist here at Beotanics. So we've made things like wasabi mayonnaise. We're working on a wasabi type pesto product.
Wow.
And then just working on like wasabi powders as well.
Can we see? Can we taste some?
Absolutely.
Oh my
Amazing.
gosh, I love to see this.
Here we've got a purple sweet potato powder, and it's really vibrant and really bright.
So these are all like natural colours.
Yeah.
So the applications for some of these, we have purees and we have powders. So in all of the larger scale crops that we're doing, we have a wet product and we have a dry product.
Right.
So with the powder purple sweet potato, that could be going into a sourdough bread.
Yeah.
It could be going into a product that they're looking for a color on. Smoothies, for instance.
Yeah.
So purple sweet potato has natural antioxidants. Yeah, so that's the wasabi powder. And
Oh, yeah.
the wasabi powder, if you see the pouch there, we sell it in 1 kilo packs. And that goes to the
wow.
food ingredients industry.
Right.
Do you want to taste some?
That's
my gosh,
100%
yes.
genuine wasabi powder.
Okay. So this is wasabi.
That's a wasabi pesto product. There's more here.
Mmm.
So I also put the wasabi powder in it to give it a bit of an extra kick.
That is so good. Mind-blowingly good.
Everyone's so scared it'll blow the head
Yeah,
off you,
but it's like a
doesn't.
nice spice.
No,
but
it's a
you
very
get
subtle flavor.
Pat, what is black mashua freeze-dried powder?
You're after searching out the good stuff. Okay. Black mashua comes from a crop from the high Andes. So the tubers of mashua were used by the Incas as a food crop, and it was held in very high regard. There was a use for mashua before the soldiers went to war, and they used to put it in the soldiers' food.
because it's high in protein.
Not quite. It was high in libido suppressant.
Oh wow! Okay.
So
Interesting.
Okay.
some of the community in the Inca tribes believed that when the men were going away to war or when they were going away traveling, that this would be a helpful nutritional benefit to them.
Pat, I can't believe you're mass producing a libido suppressant.
We're not mass producing it yet.
Jeremy, do you want it?
Okay.
Okay. I can't believe we've so much stuff.
I know.
And I can't believe you won't give us the libido suppressant. Pat.
No mashua today.
Try to keep yourself focused.
No
there.
mashua, no mashua, no mashua.
No, but I will try and do those ingredients justice. Thank you so much.
You're
this
welcome.
has been so eye-opening.
I know.
I will never eat wasabi in the same way again.
Good.
And I just can't wait to get cooking with all this stuff.
Yeah, we'll send you some photos tomorrow.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks very
Thank
much.
you
Sam.
so much, Pat. It's been
Nice
an absolute
meeting you.
pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you.
See ya.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye,
Speak
Safe
soon.
travels.
Thank you.
There's so much going on with Pat's business that it's a bit overwhelming. So many potential products with health benefits, earth benefits, and flavor benefits that I don't know where to start. The great thing is that even this small collection of plants can make a huge impact for the soil and for smaller rural communities.
Oh, look at all this stuff.
Yeah, Pat gave me this for us to plant. That's
this is
wasabi
the
plants.
wasabi plant.
Yeah, you can see all the little roots in there and stuff.
Wow.
It's
So you're
cool,
going
isn't
to
it?
grow this yourself here in the office?
Yeah, we're going to put it outside, but in the shade, because he told us it wasn't
Oh,
able
yeah,
for...
otherwise it'll burn. So this is the
sunlight.
stuff I can cook with?
This is the fresh, I can't remember what he called this.
The
basically-
edible stem and the leaf.
Yeah, so we can put all of that in.
Oh, wait.
That
okay.
was what they make the pesto from.
Yes. Oh, my gosh, of course.
And then this is the end product.
The wasabi pesto.
Yeah, yeah, this is the one that we tried yesterday.
Definitely going to stir this through some pasta.
This is the one that Derm was trying to steal.
Oh, right.
So I
Better
have to be
keep it in a
careful with
safe
that one.
place.
This is their mayo.
Mayonnaising, love it. So this has got all the wasabi.
That's literally what it's called. I didn't make that up.
Yeah, nice,
And then we've
okay.
got these powders. So
Oh, yes, I remember these.
this is the
That's regular sweet potato, like the orange sweet potato.
burgundy.
And then this is purple sweet potato.
Yeah.
This I'm obsessed with. So have you had breakfast?
No, I really want some.
So I'm thinking of making some fluffy American pancakes, but purple.
Let's do it.
With some cream cheese frosting, a bit of coconut in there.
Yes,
I feel like
yes.
the nuttiness of the coconut with the sweet potato, I think
Oh
will
my
just work.
God, I'm excited.
It's my first time using this, so if it goes wrong,
It's your fault.
it's my fault, but don't blame me.
It's been fascinating meeting and talking about how we can affect the land, but thinking outside the box when it comes to plants and specifically their varieties. We need to look past the 2 veg on our plates to what else we could be supporting, and therefore which farmers could we be supporting. Every decision we make when buying food has an effect on agriculture, and we need to be conscious of that. Of course we have our traditions, but why do we have those traditions? How can we make our own that are steeped in giving this planet more longevity? The past clearly has a lot more to teach us about the future. Johnny with fermentation and Pat with Andean roots. Modern technology is helping build cultivated food and research disease and crop technology in more depth. But it seems like keeping it simple has a lot to offer. Better food and better flavour equals healthier diets, people and planet. These 1,000-year-old practices just may be able to keep us going for another 1,000 years or more, and will certainly help us strengthen and enrich our soil.
Oh my God, they're great. They're green.
Yeah, but
Amazing.
I expected them to be purple. I mean, they're bright, but it's a bit of a... Not what I was expecting.
They're sham bakes now.
Yes, exactly. And then, okay, I'm just going to try and make these look nicer. So this is the cream cheese.
Just remind me what this is again. Vanilla.
Vanilla cream cheese frosting.
What else is going on?
Just a bit
Some
more
coconut?
desiccated coconut, yeah. Yes. Make it rain.
Oh my God, these look so great.
I really don't think they do, but... Oh God,
This looks deadly.
Say when.
Oh my God, this is
my favorite.
egregious.
My favorite part.
This is food porn.
Yeah, at its finest. Okay, what are you calling them? Sham cakes?
Sure.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To sham cakes.
To sham cakes. That's surprisingly good.
They're so good. I'm not faking this. They're really good.
I was mortified. Do you know what it was? I was expecting these really beautiful purple sweet potato pancakes. And I remember what it was, the acid, because we used plain flour and then we used bicarbonate of soda. Bicarbonate of soda needs an acid to activate it to make them fluffy. But the vinegar, the acid, reacted with the purple sweet potato, turning it from purple to green.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I'm quite upset.
So how would we get them purple?
I think if you just use self-raising flour and then you don't use an acid, I think it's fine.
Okay.
But because we had to use an acid because we had plain flour, I think that's what it was.
I think it was net positive, to be honest.
I mean, to be fair, it was on brand. However, I'm upset that that is now a representation of the way I cook, because I promise you I can cook better than that.
We can put an explainer in to say,
Yeah, maybe just like a little...
here's one I did earlier.
Yeah, here's one I did earlier, or just please note Crystelle does cook better than this, and actually this was out of her control and was the best she could do with the ingredients she was given. Something like that.
Okay. Sham cakes are Crystelle's failure to be a baker in the kitchen in Stromroots.
Crop biodiversity is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to regenerative farming, and only a small part of the story. What Pat is doing will lead to huge ecological benefit over time. Consumers becoming more interested in new sustainable crops is important too. But this is only part of the story, and we need to find more people to complete the chapter. Let's meet them on the alternative route.